What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Got another video. Today we're going to be looking at another Moor. And this Moor, he's a little different from the other Moors. The difference with this Moor is that this Moor claims to be a Native American Moor. Yeah, you heard it right. A Native American Moor. He wears Native American headdress. He even talks in his own language that I'm sure only he understands. Now this Moor, he's one of the bigger guys out there, and people come to him for advice because he sells packages and things of that nature and identity cards. So today we're going to be listening to this Moorish sovereign talk to another Moor on the phone, and the Moor that he's speaking to is complaining about the issues that he's had dealing with another Moorish publication that has sold him his nationality card. So the Moor on the phone is pretty much coming to this Native American Moor for advice. So let's check this out.
Timta Abdur Kulsha Yuat Biwasamos Pa Timta Anuki Maku Nubu Yunat Sagar Maku Shal Atsekata Amshil Yamasi Nuwabiyanat Wahaza Kalun Chased Yawum Wahid Meir Sabadin Sated. Greetings. I am Chief Daniel of the Atsekata Nation of Yamasee Moors, and this is 5-day comment number 176. This 5-day comment is brought to everyone's attention to have full knowledge of the Export Declaration of the United States, Canada, and Mexico corporations, which was done on March 17, 2008. There's been a lot of controversy over it, especially amongst people who say they are indigenous.
What in the doohickey language was that man just speaking? If anybody knows what language that was, leave a message in the comment section. But now you guys see what we're about to deal with. So this guy, he's about to get on a call with another Moor who's trying to air out a grievance with him. So let's check out the phone call.
Hello? Greetings, may I speak with Ain Hiruel or Ainu Hiruel?
You have to speak to who?
Ainu Hiruel?
Yes, this is Ainu Hiruel.
Yeah, this is Chief Nanya of the Atsekata Nation of Yamasee Moors. Yeah, this is Chief Nanya of the Atsekata Nation of Yamasee Moors. Yeah, this is Chief Nanya of the Atsekata Nation of Yamasee Moors. I'm returning your call.
Hey, brother, I honor your gratitude. I really appreciate you. Hold on for 1 second, sir. Okay, I can't hear you, man. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, brother, let me start off. It's an honor to be on the phone with you. You know, I actually was on a few of your classes, I think like 2 years ago, about a year ago, going on 2. And one of the brothers I was building with, his name is Nego Natupu Bay. And he was telling me a lot about you. So when you used to have your classes, I was signed on at Gerard and Taylor Path. And I learned a lot from you, and I wanted to tell you I appreciate you. And it's a blessing to be actually on the phone with you. I want to say that. It was an honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I heard your last 2 messages, not the one you just called about half an hour ago, but I heard the previous 2 messages. So what is it that you want my assistance with?
Well, to be honest, I could really use your help. You know, I just got out of jail yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday, my solar return day. Turned 42. And I was arrested for something that transpired a year ago. Around, let's say, September 16th, I got pulled over and for using my tribal identification on the license document on the loose side. So they didn't retain me because they let me go. But then they sent me all these fines and citations, telling me I need a driver's license. I presented a false identification. So I sent them, my identification. I filled out the Excerpt 181 form like you mentioned.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's not let the lingo that he just said confuse us. He just said that he was pulled over and he presented tribal identification. Now, the tribal identification card that he's talking about is none other than this nationality card. Now, you heard him. He said the officers let him go, and after that, he went to court, and after court, they gave him a bunch of fines, and they told him that his identification card was not valid. So, the outcome of that is he incurred a lot of fines that he couldn't pay, so he wind up going to jail. So the moral of the story is this man was pulled over with a nationality card. They deemed the nationality card not valid, and he went to jail behind this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody looking to join this Moorish group, do not purchase these nationality cards. These nationality cards are not valid. They are fraud. You will be wasting your money. Listen to what this Moorish sovereign just said on the phone. The short end of the story is he went to jail because he was pulled over and he presented this nationality card. You guys do not want to wind up in jail. Do not waste your money on these cards. Nobody accepts these cards as a valid piece of identification.
This day, September 16th, I got pulled over and for using my tribal identification on the loose side. So they didn't detain me because they let me go, but then they sent me all these fines and citations, telling me I need a driver's license. I presented a false identification. So I sent them, my identification. I filled out the excerpt 181 form, like you mentioned. This day, September 16th, I got pulled over and for using my tribal identification on the loose side. So they didn't detain me because they let me go, but then they sent me all these fines and citations, telling me I need a driver's license. I presented a false identification. So I sent them, my identification. I filled out the excerpt 181 form, like you mentioned.
Okay,
and,
hold on a second. Were you on my webinar?
Yeah, I was on a couple of your webinars where you were showing everybody what to do. And then
Hold on a second. Did you graduate?
Actually, no. My phone actually broke, and I actually had COVID. I caught COVID last year.
So were you able? So you were on the webinar a couple times, but you never graduated?
Yeah, I was on a webinar a couple times with you, and then I was going through something personal. And then
did you walk? So that means you never got past it. You never did the interview questions, right?
If I never got past what?
The interview questions. You didn't do the interview questions, which means you never got the instructions.
No, I never
okay,
did.
So you're not a graduate. You may have been a participant, but for in the beginning stages, so you never even got past the first initial screening. Then, after the caveat and the white time screensaver, you never did you didn't do the interview questions. So
no.
Okay, so now on your previous message, you mentioned either you're with RV Bay or Ravana. You got some documentation from them.
I received a friend of mine that was a Moor. Yeah, that's a Moor. He said he got his identification cards from them. So he gave me the number. So I asked him if he could help me out because that was around the time I had COVID-19. So I was in no position to do anything. I was in bed rest. So I paid him $500 to help me out, and he sent me the paperwork. I filled it out. I sent it to them, and then like maybe 3 weeks to almost a month later, I got my identification cards through RB Bay Publications, which is
I know who RB Bay is. Those guys are agents.
Wow. So let me just break that down. If you guys didn't fully understand where this conversation just went. So this Moorish brother gave another Moorish brother $500 so that way that brother can give him the paperwork to buy a nationality card from RV Bay. Now, what makes that story absolutely ridiculous is that RV Bay's nationality cards only cost $50. So we have one Moorish brother robbing another Moorish brother for $500. The ridiculous thing about this Moorish brother giving another brother $500 is you can sign up for an RV Bay nationality card on the internet. All you need is an internet and a printer. And you send them your $50 and they'll send you back your nationality card. So I don't know why in the doohickey he went and gave another Moorish brother $500 to get him the paperwork to get a nationality card from RV Bay. Now you see, this Native American Moor is putting down his Moorish brethren at RV Bay Publications and saying that they're agents. So this is nothing but Moorish on Moorish crime and Moorish hating on Moorish. This is absolutely ridiculous. No wonder these people can't get it together. These people are not unified. One other thing to mention. So it's clear that the nationality card that got this individual in trouble came from RV Bay. So we know for 100% fact that RV Bay's nationality cards do not work. The funny thing is, if you guys have seen my previous videos, you saw that I did a video in Home Depot trying to use a RV Bay nationality card to get tax exempt, and that also failed. So I got my nationality card from RV Bay. You know, I did it as an experiment for the people. Spent $50. So I don't know why this Moorish gentleman gave another man $500 to simply get him the paperwork to then get his nationality card from RV Bay. Moral of the story is RV Bays or no other nationality cards are valid. They're not legitimate. They're a piece of junk. They're a waste of money.
Your previous message, you mentioned either you're with RV Bay or Ravana, you got some documentation from them?
I received a friend of mine that was a Moor. That's a Moor. He said he got his identification cards for them. So he gave me the number, so I asked him if he could help me out, because that was around the time I had COVID-19, so I wasn't in no condition to do anything. I was in bed rest. So I paid him $500 to help me out, and he sent me the paperwork. I filled it out. I sent it to them, and then like maybe 3 weeks to almost a month later, I got my identification cards through RV Bay Publications, which is
okay.
Yeah.
I know who RV Bay is. Those guys are agents. So if you were on my webinar and you were watching my videos on my YouTube channel, we've had people who were with RV Bay and got away from them because they realized that those guys are agents. They're not trying to help nobody. Now, here's the situation which I've made mention of on the webinar and various times when I do open Q&As. You contracted with them. You got documentation, paperwork from them. You have to go back to them to help you. I can't help you.
Sidebar. Let me just address the elephant in the room. This Moorish sovereign looks absolutely ridiculous with that Native American headgear on. Sir, that is not your headgear. Sir, you are not a Native American. So you running around trying to be a Native American Moor is absolutely ridiculous. Sir, put on your fez. At least if you're going to represent your fake Moorish nonsense, represent it the right way. Moorish Americans do not wear Native American headgear. You look ridiculous. You are a culture vulture, sir.
Well, only contract that we have is me filling out the paperwork to get the IDs. I didn't send no paperwork to them.
What does it say on the ID?
It says Hedu L.
And who issued it? Who issued it?
The tribal ID that I have went through my society that I met, the one that knew you.
No, but I'm saying who issued it. I know who Nega and Butu is, but he's not a good reference.
Understood.
He's not a good reference. We actually have a video of getting into it with him, and I pointed out to him, I was like, listen, you just learning this stuff, and you think I've got nearly 20 years of experience.
Okay. So, you're saying he's not a good reference, obviously.
No,
so
and with RV Bay and them, you have to contact them regarding this issue. Whoever the tribal ID, whoever, I don't know who that is, you got to call them. I can't help you. You're not white. And even if you did the SF-181, it wasn't under my guidance. So I'm under no obligation to assist you because you went and did it instead of going through my process. That's why we haven't done that way. So if people do run into situations, I know who the individual is. I can establish knowledge. I don't know who you are.
Okay. Well, that's not a problem.
So you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to get RV Bay, whoever you gave that 500 to. You got to get them to help you with that situation because they don't.
Yeah.
The problem with them is they're still they're still talking Constitution, and I've already proven to all the so-called Moors that the Constitution is a dead document as described by Justice Scalia as far back as 2008. Plus, the Supreme Court in 2011 ruled that judges can void the Constitution in their court. Furthermore, because of that fact, all these Moors running around talking about the Treaty of Marrakesh and everything, they right there are either they Moroccan or which is it? They can't split it. They can't sit there and say one thing or one way or the other. So that Moroccan flag is not the original flag of Moors. It isn't. That wasn't brought in until 1912.
Wow. I actually agree with this more. Some of the things that he just said throughout this phone call are actually correct. Now, one of the things that I agree with him is the fact that the more that he's on the phone call with is coming to him with a grievance, but he didn't sell him the car. So how could he fix his grievance? He does have to go back to RV Bay. But once you buy a car from one of these Moorish publications, that's it. Your money is down the drain. Now, the fact that he pays somebody $500 to get him the paperwork, that's a whole nother story. That was just straight dumb. Now, the second thing that I agree with what he just said, was that Moroccan flag isn't their flag. That Moroccan flag was introduced in 1912. But now this Native American Moor has run into some issues because now he's going against what Noble Jew Ali said, because Noble Jew Ali said that the Moorish flag was over 10,000 years old, even though the rest of the world knows that that's a bunch of bull. He's out here looking crazy, going against his own prophet. He's speaking the truth, but he is in fact going against his own prophet. That Moorish flag was introduced in 1912, and that Moorish flag is not these Moorish Americans' flag.
That Moroccan flag is not the original flag of Moors. It isn't. That wasn't brought in until 1912. That Moroccan flag is not the original flag of Moors. It isn't. That wasn't brought in until 1912. That Moroccan flag is not the original flag of Moors. It isn't. That wasn't brought in until 1912. So all of those faults that I publish on my YouTube channel, I talk about on my open Q&As, it's a bunch of Negroes masquerading as Moors. So when that subject, the issues that you have, I cannot help you because you are contracted with them. The ID that you got is the contract. So how can I can't assist you basically because you've contracted with a group of people who are talking historical. There's some facts that are historical that are true, but as far as how they proceed commercially, Taj can't help, Great Seal can't help, and the Moorish consulate, Shalimar Bey and them, all of them guys is agents. They're hustling. Taj can't help, Great Seal can't help, and the Moorish consulate, Shalimar Bey and them, all of them guys is agents. They're hustling. Taj can't help, Great Seal can't help, and the Moorish consulate, Shalimar Bey and them, all of them guys is agents. They're hustling. Not one of them is producing a valid remedy.
Now, this Native American Moor, he's actually keeping it real. But, sir, take off the Native American headdress. That is not your headdress.
I'm the only one doing it, showing people how to be white, live white, and conduct themselves autochthonously, indigenously.
Now, of course, with these Moorish sovereigns, it always leads back to, yeah, everybody else is doing it wrong. I'm doing it right. Come and buy my package. Come and buy my class. Come and get a nationality card from me. And I forgot to mention, this one likes to call himself white. He is utterly lost. And once again, please take off the Native American headdress and pick up your fez hat. You have on the wrong headdress, sir.
I'm the only one doing it, showing people how to be white, live white, and conduct themselves autochthonously, indigenously. I'm the only one doing it, showing people how to be white, live white, and conduct themselves autochthonously, indigenously. I'm the only one doing it, showing people how to be white, live white, and conduct themselves autochthonously, indigenously. So calling me, I cannot help you because your contract bars me from doing so. So you have to go back to them and ask them to explain to you. They got to assist you and explain to you why is it that they are not talking about the fact that the Constitution is now void in court. So when you talk about, oh, they didn't remember my Miranda rights or anything, doesn't matter. Like I said, anybody can fill out the SF-181 form, but when they do it, they take 1,000% responsibility and liability. I am under no obligation at all to assist people because the people we have from when you did 2 years ago, there's a lot of things that have changed. We've added different documents. There's different things that we've added. Things have changed. So you'll have to call Ravana. You'll have to call Ravana and have them help you. I can't help you. You're on contract with them.
Well, definitely, like I said, it's one of the ways. And just to let you know who I am, you know Henrietta Watts is actually Queen Elizabeth. You know that, right?
I don't know who Henrietta Watts is.
Well, it's the same person.
No, it ain't. That's not Elizabeth Mary Alexander Windsor Mountbatten Battenberg. That's some BS. They got to show a complete. They got to show a document. I've seen the picture that they say, oh, this is what she looks like without the makeup on. Bullshit. She's a shapeshifting reptilian. Definitely. They're Draco reptilians without a doubt. I have no qualm. I have no dispute that. That's easily verifiable. But to say that she's a black woman wearing white makeup, no. Otherwise, Meghan Markle wouldn't be having so much problems with Elizabeth. Elizabeth wouldn't be having so much problems with her. So I know that's BS.
All right, well, I called you because the whole point of us working together as Moors or Moors, right? Because I know Moors.
You're under a different contract. You're not following what I've exported the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. I got perpetual liens on the White House, and I claim the British throne. I have an active statement of claim. And
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Alright, well, I called you because the whole point of us working together as Moors or Moors, right? Because I know Moors.
You're under a different contract. You're not following what I've exported the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. I got perpetual liens on the White House, and I claim the British throne. I have an active statement of claim. And
alright, well, I called you because the whole point of us working together as Moors or Moors, right? Because I know Moors.
You're under a different contract. You're not following what I've exported the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. I got perpetual liens on the White House, and I claim the British throne. I have an active statement of claim, and none of the Moors that you're mentioning, they're not talking about that. They'll talk about the Pope and the fact he had the Moors crest on his coat of arms, but they are not talking about the fact I voided out the papal bull. I've faxed the Vatican. I've emailed Pope Benedict, Pope Francis. I've wrote Pope Francis. All of them know about Nibiru. They know the real deities, the real royalty can step to them, which is myself and the people that I teach, train, and those in our nation. People who are not doing what I'm doing, they're not doing anything. They're domestic Negroes.
Okay. I appreciate your information. Don't waste your time, and I don't want to keep this conversation further, and I don't want my time wasted. I'm looking at somebody that can actually do the right thing and actually help somebody that actually needs something. So I appreciate your assistance, and I appreciate you calling.
You're quite welcome. You got to go back to Ravana or whoever issued you that. They have to help you. They're obligated to help you. If they can't, then you got a problem. That means they were hustling you.
Well, a few people hustled me that got the Moroccan flag, a few names, me hustling. The person that I gave the money to, he got his identification number done, and he said he would give me the information. All I did was PayPal them. I never spoke to nobody. PayPal them, and then they sent me an ID after I put in the application for the identification.
That's a contract, and that is a contract. That is a contract. So you're bound by that contract. Any assistance you need is in the confines of that trust. So the application was sent to you. It was an offer. You had a meeting of the minds. You accepted. You complied. You signed it. Contract. You probably didn't reserve all rights, and even if you did, you're still underneath that contract because what they're conducting is fraud. And when these things happen, you're not the first person that's called me asking me for help from the Moors, and I tell them all the time, you guys have contracted with them, so I am restricted. I cannot assist them with that type of a fraudulent contract in their possession. So they have to go and void that contract out, which most people don't want to do. They just want, hell, get me out of this situation, but they're going to continue using that fraudulent ID. It doesn't work that way. All right?
So I'll make. All right, well, I appreciate it. Like I said, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Abukadur, white power.
White power.
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 Timta, Abdur Kulsha, Yuat Biwasamos, Pa Timta. Anuki Maku Nubu Yunat, Sagar Maku Shal Atsekata Amshil Yamasi, Nuwabiyanat, Wahaza Kalun Chased Yawum, Wahid Meir Sabadin Sated. Greetings. I am Chief Daniel of the Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, and this is 5-day comment number 176.
That was quite a lot to take in. But first and foremost, that Native American Moor needs to take off that Native American headdress and put on his headdress, a fez. What in the doohickey is wrong with you, sir? Why do you have on the wrong headdress? Now, this Moorish individual seems to be a little salty that the guy who's calling him for advice, he seems salty that individual didn't purchase his tribal card / nationality card from him. So he's unwilling to help. But at the same time, he was right in that situation. That dude has to go back to where he purchased his nationality card from to get a remedy. But honestly, you're not going to get a remedy, because once you spend your money with these Moorish publications, that's it. Now, the fact that he paid somebody $500 to get him paperwork for a nationality card that's only worth $50 is mind-blowing. I can't believe that people are so gullible. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the moral of the story is that man got pulled over with his nationality card that he purchased from RV Bay, and the end result was he wound up going to jail behind it. So anyone looking to join this Moorish group and buy a nationality card because they think it means something, do not waste your money. You just heard this man's testimony. He went to jail behind a nationality card that he paid $500 for that's really only worth $50. This was a lot to take on, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.